All right, what's going on, y'all? I just wanted to do a follow-up video to what I made yesterday, and it triggered some people. You know what I'm saying, more positively than and it caught some people. I guess that felt a certain way. I don't know why you would take it personal. It was just my opinion, just my thoughts. But that's a whole nother story. But I just want to touch on real quick about the narrative of black people got to do better narrative. We got this symbolic narrative of black people got to do better, and it's very very ambiguous in its context as it is. And so I said, okay, let me do a little follow. Let me ask y'all, and for everybody want to, black people, we gotta do better. We gotta do better. What do we got to do better in? Because let's be real, crime in black culture, the black communities right now is not skyrocketing. It's actually pretty low. Let's be real. We want to really talk about this right now. If we can't group and lump the entire culture together. Let's take for example, every time any of these white mass shooters, they go on their little killing spree, and I don't hear white culture saying we got to do better, because there's a lot of things they could do better on. Because doing better is not only just because of their financial, economic dominance, whatever other dominant, just in general. There's a lot of things that they could do better on as well. One of them starting with bringing a system of justice to white supremacy. That's the number one thing that they could do better. But I digress. But I want to go back and I want to talk. Let's talk about that real quick. Whenever there's a mass shooting, right? Not only do you not hear white culture saying we have to do better, as far as we got to stop shooting up schools and movie theaters and events where the public is at. We see in the newspapers the narrative of the lone wolf. I want y'all to really look at that narrative that they paint out there every time there's an isolated incident of the lone wolf narrative, right? What am I getting at? What I'm getting at is that we have to stop letting one dingy, dusty, incident, or isolated, dingy, niggerdom incidents define us as an entire culture. I've been hearing this "we got to do better" narrative since like middle school. And that's part of the reason why a lot of individuals our age and younger right now, or our age and older, really, there's no change in dynamics as far as, okay, like I said, the crime is down. So we're not going to talk about that. But what can we do better in? Economically, entrepreneurship, right? Politically, we could be doing better. And come on, man. It's my fault, real. My fault. So we let's chop it up about that. We got to do better in that, right? We have to do better also in denouncing dingy, dusty behavior. And we have to do better with also denouncing that publicly. Because we're really quick to jump publicly and talk about what we as a group have to do better. And a lot of the people that's saying this stuff hasn't put in any work, any footwork. I, for one, am extremely qualified. I've created multiple programs for my community. Okay? I put in that work. I give back on different scales. Ask about coaching, tutoring, mentoring. So I'm putting in that work, and I'm extremely qualified. So yes, I'm going to talk about it, because a lot of y'all that's right here, y'all sit behind screens and y'all just talk, but there's no action. We have to do better with that. Okay, but like I said, let's go back to that lone wolf narrative. Just like the dominant white society, whenever an isolated incident, this is not the only time that we've seen this, that something has happened that makes their culture look bad. Not only do a lot of times they go out their way to protect these individuals, they also denounce they also denounce them in a way where it seems like, where they want to separate that identity from that particular incident. We have to do better with doing that. So we got to stop hopping on. Oh, we just gotta do. We gotta stop shooting each other inside of our hoods. Fam, like there's not a raving gang violence in neighborhoods right about now. Let's be real. Actually, I'm seeing a little bit more unification and codifiedness, if that's a word, with our ideologies, etc., etc. I mean, can we progress a lot better? Absolutely. But we can't act like there has not been a degree of progression. And it's up to us to stop push, because this narrative has been passed down to us. We ain't come up with this black people got to do better. That's a dominant society narrative that pull yourself up by your bootstrap narrative. And meanwhile, we got white students with these rich people buying degrees, buying their way into colleges. All right, so let's get off this. We got to do better to crap, because we are doing good. There's a lot of great people in the hoods. A lot of greatness comes out of the hood. Let's be real. A lot of us are waking up to who we really are, being Israel. Let's be real. There's a paradigm shift that is clearly being shown right now, that's being shown right now, cultural wise. So let's stop being thirsty. Like I said yesterday, let's stop being thirsty, and let's start being more strategic in our postings and our, and what it is that we say as far as about our culture, because we have to stop letting dingy behavior, dingy isolated incidents define us as an entire whole. No, you don't stop saying we got to do better. We got to do better. Instead, let's get on and start saying, yo, we denounce this. This doesn't speak for black people, so-called black people. This definitely doesn't speak to me. Don't group me in with that. We got to start denouncing that. The more they see us denouncing dingy, dusty behavior, dust cloud chicks and dingy dudes, there's going to be you'll start to see, a paradigm shift with that. And I mean, it's very unfortunate. I even, that's all I got to say on that. I want to get on. I want to get on tomorrow. Probably go live tomorrow. I want to talk. I was really thought about something. I was thinking like, dang, so many successful individuals and ones that come back to their hoods actually wind up getting killed. So I want to touch on that as far as, yes, there are isolated incidents with this dingy behavior, but, you gotta, is it worth it? I don't know. I didn't say once you get out the hood, not give back. But, my mind I have mixed feelings about that. So, I mean, maybe we could chop it up as the fam on IG and really let's hear your thoughts on that, right? But we got to change this dingy, dusty narrative of we got to do better. This ambiguous, all-inclusive, symbolic commentary that y'all be coming up with. We got to do better. Stop that, man. Let's start denouncing dingy behavior. Absolutely. And just like I said yesterday, he had his some sort of ties, governmental ties or whatever. Look, he was an informant. Works for the police. Could that be why they still haven't found the dude? I mean, this is a lot of questions that's going on right now, man. Like just like I said, Huey P. Newton, another one, you know what I'm saying, got infiltrated, was paid off by government officials. You know, I talked about Malcolm X, so on and so forth. We could, you know, the list. There's more people that's out there, but like I said, let's start denouncing dinginess within the culture, and let's start uplifting and showing. You know what? When people start saying we gotta do better, no, we have to come out and actually start saying nah, because we are doing better. Overall, we are doing better. All right. Are there still ways to go? Absolutely. Do we still have some things that we could work on? Absolutely. But what culture though? There's no such thing as a perfect culture. So let's stop acting like we are this isolated incident, this isolated norm, this anomaly, this cultural anomaly. Let's stop acting like we're just, you know, like everybody else is just high and mighty, because that's definitely not the case. They get protection. They also understand the importance of the cultural identity. They understand that as well. So, man, it was pretty long winded, but yeah, man, let's stop doing that, man. Let's denounce dinginess. Peace.